So legitimately, what kind of idiot would pay $8 a month to be verified on Twitter? Well, the answer is pretty simple. This idiot right here. That's right. This idiot right here is verified on Twitter thanks to Twitter Blue. I subscribed to it. I drank the Kool-Aid. Why? Because I thought it was funny. I legit, like straight up, I did it for the meme. I didn't do it for any other reason than because I thought it would be hilarious. And so now I'm verified on Twitter, which is a lot of fun and pretty hilarious in my opinion. And it's been interesting watching creatives talk about the verification problem. Now, I'm not a huge creative on any platform you can see here on Twitter. I have 405 followers. That's awesome. I have about 600 something on TikTok, almost 800 on Instagram, 800 here on YouTube. Like, I'm not a fancy creator or creative by any means. I'm not out here making tons of followers and getting blown up all the time. So I don't have the same problems as a creative that all these other creatives may have on different social platforms where being verified actually kind of helps, right? Ludwig had a tweet where it was like, hey, the verify tab helped me keep up with friends. That isn't the case anymore now on a big platform like Twitter. And I hear that. I get that. I understand that that's stressful and that can be frustrating when you're a big creative. But I also think it's like one of the things you sign up for as a creative who builds followings on social platforms. Like if you need a private profile, go make a private profile, right? The amount of people who I know who are creatives who have private profiles, it's totally okay, man. Go build a private profile for your friends and your family. Only accept follow requests from your friends and family and use that to connect with people privately. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. But I do think it's hilarious that so many people are complaining about Twitter on Twitter, so much so that Elon Musk tweeted about it, that he loves when people complain about Twitter on Twitter. And I just found that just downright hysterical. Like, I laughed at that a lot. And the other thing that I laughed at and that I thought was interesting is he said, please note that Twitter will do a lot of dumb things in the coming months. We will keep what works and change what doesn't. We will keep what works and we will change what doesn't. I find this so incredibly fascinating because even over the past few days, we've seen changes on Twitter with the verification rollout. There started with this like official badge that was put underneath some people's accounts, and it didn't stay for more than a couple of hours. We've seen accounts just downright banned for not following parity rules with the Twitter Blue check mark, and we've seen a lot of other just rapid fire changes and even layoffs within Twitter as an organization. And I think it points to one very specific thing that we as creatives have to keep in mind. We as creatives have to keep in mind this very specific idea. And that's if you put all your eggs in one basket, you will fail. If you put all your eggs as a creative into one singular social platform, you'll lose. I promise you, you will lose. I diversify my content creation on several platforms. I am on a website called medium.com where I have about 600 followers and get paid to write. It's a lot of fun. I'm here on YouTube where I have about almost 800 followers. On Instagram, I have about almost 800 followers. On TikTok, I'm about 630, 650 range of followers, right? I diversify my content. Here on Twitter, the platform we're talking about, I only have 405 followers, which is crazy that 405 randos follow me on Twitter. But still, like, that is the reality, right? Like, we as creatives have to diversify our platforms and we have to diversify where we go because social platforms are ever evolving. Social platforms, they're ever evolving. They're ever changing. It's the nature of the landscape of the internet. What works today may not work tomorrow. That's why your message stays the same, but your content may change. Did you hear that? Your message stays the same. Who you are as creative, I think, matters and it should stay the same. But how you tell your story as a creative, it's going to change. What platforms you choose to tell it on, that's going to change as well. It's a fact of life. And here we are getting upset and bitter over a platform not going the way I want it to, a privatized platform that a billionaire just sank a ton of money into. Like, who cares, right? Like, guess what? We have other platforms we can go to. We have other stuff we get to do as creatives. If you don't like one platform for a while, stop creating on it. I really do think it's that simple, especially with Twitter, right? No one's making tons of money on Twitter as a verified creator. That's not how people are making their money. Most verified people are making their money from streaming or their actual 9-to-5 job or whatever else they do, right? Like, it's just a way for them to get thoughts out into the open world, right? It's a mini blog. If you don't like the mini blog anymore, go create an actual blog. Like, that's all it is, right? Social platforms come, social platforms go. But us getting frustrated and mad about the changes in social platforms, man, that has been something that's been around since Facebook, like, first came out, right? Like, do you remember when Facebook first started doing design changes, how everyone would get upset and post like, I can't believe Facebook changed. It's been happening since 2008. Social platforms change, they evolve, they grow, we complain about it, we get used to it. And that's where I would Twitter right now. We're in a season of people who are going to complain and then they're going to get used to it. If you actually want to succeed as a creative right now on the Twitter platform, or any platform actually, stop complaining, start studying, start doing, and diversify your platform. Hey, my name's Kraft. If this content resonated with you, like, subscribe. I'll catch you next week.